Hey, Mom. Doing good. Just getting ready for team meeting. No, I did not.
Awesome. All right, it's 11. Let's get started. You're not leaving, are you? Are you leaving? Okay, because we need you. We need you.
Yeah, it was fine.
You talk to Aaron. See. All right. Nice. Good job, Steph. Good job. You guys are here. We can start now. Actually, we started. We're going to honor the 11 o'clock. You guys ready? Let's do this. That's all right. We want to get going? Everyone ready? Yes. There we go. I know. Actually, it's more like all the side conversations and let's do this. Let's get going. I know this is just my natural like resting. All right, who's going to say it? Yep. All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to go over awards, which is great. Talk about all the amazing things that are happening and hopefully give some motivation if there's any needed in there. It's not meant to make anyone feel bad, but there's a few things that I want to share towards the end about the market that I think will be something that will be valuable to talk about. Before we get started, let's see, we just came off of President's Day and Valentine's Day and a lot of great things. What's something that's positive that's happening in your life? We need to keep our mindsets right and share the positivity. What's something that's going on, whether work or non-work related? Did I see a hand? Oh, well, you move, you flinch. You flinch, I'm going to catch you. Lisa, what's something positive?
Death by chocolate.
Yes. Good plug.
Yes, yes. And BYU plays Baylor tonight.
Ooh, yeah. That'll be a great game.
I know, I know.
Yep. Who watches basketball before March Madness?
Who watches March Madness?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yes? No? You were expecting no one. Yeah. Yeah. What else is positive? Who had something positive happen right here?
In a couple weeks.
Say it again.
I'm gonna be a grandma in a couple weeks.
A grandma in a couple weeks. That's awesome. First time grandma?
The first one we buried, but it's there. So
Oh my goodness, that took a turn a little bit. Well,
so this is awesome.
this is awesome. Yes.
Is it a girl or a boy? Oh, I hope she looks just like you.
Oh,
Yes. Awesome. All right, do we have one more out there? Something positive. Yep. It doesn't have to be monumental. What? We've got more baby talk.
I'm having a girl.
Woo! This is Steph for anyone. That is fabulous. Yep. A lot of great things. Family brings a lot of joy. Yeah, my youngest is turning 2 this. So if we weren't by now, I don't know if you would see me a lot. Yes. Yeah, anyone who has a bunch of kids knows that it's that can be you know how it is with a bunch of kids. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, we've got we keep this up here to make sure that we're aware of what we believe in and what guides kind of our guiding compass in Keller Williams, and overall why we do what we do. And naturally, I think a lot of these things come naturally to us as agents. And so I think in general, that's why we fit so well together, and just appreciate everyone for being who you are. And this is something that I'm grateful to be a part of a company that has a belief system and something that is written down. So that is, if you don't have that for your own, either your own life, your own business, it's worth taking a little bit of time. But if we won't go through this in detail, just spend time. It's just more of a reminder. We're going to have our sponsor, Silverback Home Warranty. They'll be here in a little bit, coming a little bit towards the end. And they are bringing lunch. And so we're grateful for that. So we'll give them a little bit of time at the end in hopes to have warmer food for you guys. So it's all kind of planned out, strategic there. All right, Death by Chocolate. We got a little bit of a plug. Lisa, do you want to talk more about it? I think it's, while Lisa's coming up, keep in mind, I know I mentioned this multiple times, but this is meant to benefit you guys in your business. There is limited numbers, limited spacing. That's to make it comfortable for your clients. But overall, it is meant to be something that you guys can love on your SOI, love on your spheres, so that they keep you top of mind, or you are top of mind for them, so that anytime things happen, springtime, when a lot of real estate happens, so people are thinking about it. So this is an amazing time to make sure that you're touching base with your SOI.
Yeah, it's the best time to touch base with them. And I just want to say that we do have a ton of tickets available right now. The problem is that everybody holds off to like the last week or two before the event, and they're like, are there any tickets left? And so anyway, if you want to ensure you're getting tickets, just do it as early as possible, order those tickets, and then your spots are, totally your spots. So just want to put a plug in for getting your orders in and contacting your people. I guess the first step really is deciding who you want to invite. So invite your best people that you know will refer you business, or that you have great relationships with. And do you have a question? Anyway, and then just, past clients are great, especially the ones in the last year that you have worked with. Or the last couple of years, or people that that keep in touch with you and that are your raving fans. So those are the ones you want to make sure you invite. And if you're new, like, just invite your good friends and your family, and just that's where you start. So, okay, what now? Do you have what?
I think we have to invite our family.
Do we have to? No, you don't have to invite your family. I mean, no. Okay. What's your question? Oh, cool. Thanks for asking. It is in the email that says All Things Death by Chocolate. And so if you want to do a search for that, I think it was sent out maybe the 7th of February or something like that. First time. I'm going to send it out again today, so it'll be at the top of your emails. Besides the $10 a ticket, it is 50 pieces of chocolate if you're participating. When I was newer and we had to bring chocolate back in the day, I'd go to Costco and I'd get the salted sea caramels and covered with the dark chocolate, those yummy ones. And those are only like $10 for a thing that I don't know how many they have, but I bought 2 and it was $20, and there was at least 50 pieces there. So, and those are great. You don't have to go spend a ton of money, but we do want you to help out with that, because we're trying to keep the cost down so everybody could feel more comfortable and invite the people they want to. Okay. Any other questions before we get back to the more exciting stuff that Tyler has? No? Okay, great. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. That was close, Terry. You flinched back there. People are waving around and it's like, yep. Got another question. All right. By the way, if we hopefully don't have like 1,000 just sea salted caramels from Costco, could happen, but there's a lot of different options there. Make it really easy on you guys. Okay, we've got Red Day coming up May 9th. This is, just keep this on your mental calendar. This is a fun way just to give back. Think about people beyond ourselves and see how we can help others. More details to come. And without further ado, we want to go over our January production and awards. So this is exciting. We want to celebrate those that have seen some awards. Everyone's been working hard We know how the market has been the last little bit, and so at the end we'll cover a little bit more about that. But let's go through this. So first of all, we want to congratulate those that are new to our team. We've got Barbara, Ellie, it's Alan and Elda. We want to celebrate all of them, new to Keller Williams. If you don't know Ellie, then make sure to, she is fabulous and very outgoing and loves people. Am I right? Okay, so she won't be scared or offended if you come and talk to her, okay? Home runs. Home runs are if you've had a listing, new listing, a closing, and an under contract all in the same month. And our list, we've got Alicia, Annie, Brooke, Emily, Hiram, Jared, Jeff, Jen, Pedro, Rob, Bobby. Anyone know him by Robert? He's Bobby. Ryan, Stacy, Steve, and Talon. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Nice job. First listings here with Keller Williams. We've got James, Keisha, and Mark. Let's give them a round of applause. Nice job. Congrats to each of those. I know Keisha's been working hard on this one, so if you're watching, Keisha, good job. First closing, got Brody, Crystal, and Rosa. Congratulations. Those first ones are exciting. Capper Club. So this is 100% commission. If you are here in the room, and even if you're not, then we have some Capper gifts for you. We've got Trent, Eric, Brooke, Sarah, Stacy, Shirley, and Charity. Let's give everyone a round of applause and come up here. We've got, you can have a bottle, the blanket, or a Capper cap. Capper cap. So come on up and grab one of those. Yep. Don't worry, we will pause everything to make sure that you already knew.
Well, I already have a blanket.
Look at that. She's like, I'm just used to capping. Nice job. All right, listings taken. We've got individual. These are our award. If you have 3 or more, then you make the list on here. So on our individuals, we've got Brooke with 6 units, Jared with 3, and on the team member side, Emily Hayes with 5 units. Give all of them a round of applause. Awesome. On contracts written on the individual side, we've got Jared with 9, Stacy with 6, Brooke with 6, Pedro 5, Bobby with 4, Hiram 3, Tyler 3, and Terry with 3. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Excellent. On the contracts written team member, we've got Ryan Pettit with 6 units and Emily Hayes with 6 as well. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Nice job. Contracts closed, individual, Pedro with 4, Stacy with 4, Jen 4, Hiram 3, Tyler 3, and Jared 3. We've got a lot of business going on. Nice job. Nice when you have the closed and written contracts closed team member, Eric Garcia, 3 units. Let's give him a round of applause. Eric and Chrissy Lynn, if you guys don't know them, then you should. Excellent people. Here, let me try to move this out of the way a little bit. Does that help? Did you get it? Okay. Nice job. All right. As soon as I click on the Zoom stuff, the clicker stops working. There we go. $1 million month in January. So this is at least $1 million in production. We've got Annie, Tyler, Lori, Brooke, Eric, Pedro, Jen, Brooke, Jared, Alicia, Stacy, Hiram, and Bobby. Let's give all of them a round of applause. Excellent. We've got House of Excellence. This is a new one. I'm spacing this. Help me remember. House of Excellence. What does this one mean? Oh my goodness. This is where, and I even went through, I'm like, yeah, I approve this. This is great. I love this. Okay, this is such a great one. We just love this. Good job, Kenya and Alicia. On the listing side, oh my goodness. All right, it'll come to me as soon as it. Luxury over, yes. Oh my goodness, but anyways, it's gonna come to me nice and, so let's just celebrate them for them being in the house of excellence. Also for closings, we got Annie and Alicia. Okay, let's give them another more round of applause. Our Crimson Club, what we're doing now is we've got our county Crimson Club. This is not only our office, but across the other offices as well. So we need to celebrate these people. Look at that. Jared Hansen, 15 units. Brooke Ewing with 12 units. I don't see her in the room, but I do see Stacy with 10 units. Yes. All right, on our Crimson Club, I do like to, I need you to come up here and come and talk to us. So Crimson Club, again, this is kind of like our home run. This is listings taken, contracts written, and closed. So we need to know, tell us a little bit about your business, give us a little bit of background, and where do you attribute this success in January?
So last year I was working really hard, but it was not showing anywhere. I was working with a lot of people and I even had listings and lots of buyers. I had done some first time home buyer classes. Everybody was getting really excited. And then with the interest rates and life circumstances, nobody was really buying very much. And so I'm glad I kept doing it because then come December, everybody that had kind of held off is now going. And I've had, at one point I had 17 that I was working with, and it's been a little bit crazy, but it's been great because all the people that I had worked with have now decided to do something.
So what were the main activities 3 to 5 months ago? Maybe right around towards the end of last year. What were some intentional things you were doing?
I mean, I always do client events, and like I said, so I do the emails that go through Command. So I do try and keep up with them there, and I do some calls to people I know. I hate cold calling. And just kind of following up with things that we had talked about before that they had wanted to buy. And then so a lot of people just kind of reached out of the blue, honestly. I wasn't expecting it. And then a few referrals.
So the name that we put on that is 33 touch or 36 touch.
Yeah.
Emails and calls and staying in front of them. So far what it sounds like is that's been working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that's been intentional around your events or something that you feel like makes you stand out?
Nope.
No?
I can't
Okay.
think of anything else. So we do a bingo event for just couples like at the beginning of the year. And then I always do I give away Parade of Homes tickets. So it's not really an event, but try and, reach everybody, do like a drawing online. Do the Corn Bellies event in the fall. And then a lot of times we do a Christmas one where we do cookies with Santa. I did not do it this year because what did we do in November, Jen? Was there something we did in November? Like we did something later. Anyway, I don't know. I can't. This last year was a little bit different. And I've had some life stuff going on. So, but it's good. Everything's good now.
Well, we know that when you're working, things just happen. So she did say things just kind of, people were calling, but you were being intentional and working through that whole time. And so congratulations. Nice job. Okay. On our team side, this is again countywide. So this is 2 agents. In our office, we don't have a ton of teams that are just 2 agents. And so the people that win across the whole county. Does that make sense? You were top 3 individual for the whole county. Did that sink in a little bit? That's not just our office.
I was not notified so I thought, I'll just come and see. Maybe I feel like I've been doing
Just
a lot
come
of
and see.
business.
Well, you deserve it. These are a few teams, and they happen to be out of the Salt Lake office. And you can see that, let's see, yours, individual, you had 10 units and 4.8. We've got these are 7 units and 4.1. So in a lot of areas, even just teams, individuals will outperform some people in the team category. So these are a few agents, a few teams in the Salt Lake office. So congratulations to them. And that brings us to our group category. This is, again, countywide. The Stern team, they're the big team that they are also out of the Salt Lake office. They accounted for 58 units, 27 million in January, followed by Hayes team and the South Valley proper. Let's give both of them a round of applause. And we need to, we'd love to hear from you. Chris, will you come up here? Why don't you talk to us and tell us a little bit about your business? We've heard from Ryan, but this is exciting having Chris here. He's a part of South Valley proper.
So I run South Valley proper. So we are primarily focused on new construction home sales is our focus. So a lot of our stuff we've been nurturing for years. But we have seen a major uptick in the last 30 to 45 days with all of our marketing and consumer interests. So we've been really putting a big focus into open houses. That's our primary lead generations way of getting face to face with potential clients. And then putting in some new just QR marketing, landing page single property landing pages, and just put a big focus in lead generation. That's
Mainly all around new construction, or is
just all of our existing listings in general. So we have new construction and existing listings.
so anyone that might not be familiar, do you do more, do you sell them after their specs or pre-spec?
So we primarily have been spec home building the last few years, but we are going back to a hybrid model where we're starting to sell stuff at foundation and allowing some buyers to make some selections. So it's starting to get back to kind of the older ways of construction. So it's good. It's been good. Kind of refreshing.
Awesome. Who has any questions for Chris?
Sure.
So let me repeat that just so what do you do for open houses, make them your lead gen source?
Primarily just marketing. So we do a lot of marketing on social media. We also do marketing on like in front of the home where we'll have our hours. And then just consistency. We're sitting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're starting to see that we're getting a lot more midweek traffic too. So we're just constantly analyzing when we're getting our traffic flow and then focusing on those times. No, we don't have traditional model homes. So we are more of like a quasi model. Some of them are staged, like lightly staged, but primarily vacant. So we'll sit a vacant home until it goes under contract, then we'll shift to the next house that's finished.
Awesome.
Yeah, you bet. You're welcome.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate you. And let's give him another round of applause. Thanks for sharing your insights. Hayes Homes, anyone here from that group? Didn't see anyone, just making sure. They're exhausted. All right, let's see. I want to, before I go to the next slide, I just don't know which one is first. Do you know which? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to celebrate. We have we have our agent of the month and the culture icon of the month. So I'm going to read a little about this and you guys can just kind of guess, see who it is. But build you some suspense a little bit. For our culture icon of the month, we extend a heartfelt congratulations to this individual. Don't read it through my page here. Our esteemed agent of the month. This person's unwavering dedication and exceptional leadership has been instrumental, particularly during recent transition of their team. I'm editing a little bit to not make it apparent. From customer relation management system to Command and adopting that and being more intentional with KW Command, with responsibility for overseeing operations across 6 communities. This individual has adeptly navigated the complexities of setting up organizational structures, follow-up procedures, and systems within Command. Despite the challenges, this person has led their team with grace and determination. And we want to recognize, come back up here, Chris Jones. Look at this. Did you just take this morning?
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago?
Works.
Yeah, you look good in that.
Thank
All
you-
right.
Thank you so much.
Well, what's it been like? Because there's been a lot of things
Oh,
that
it's a
you've,
whirlwind.
Yeah?
It's crazy, but it's been good. It's been really good.
yeah,
So,
you guys have had your systems. Obviously, they've been a large team and do a lot of business, and it's always a challenge shifting some systems. But the hope is that it would be better for you guys in the long run. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you've seen that so far, or
Oh,
you see the hope there?
Of course, we see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's been good. We've focused a lot on adopting. We've been really rogue where we haven't been adopting a lot of systems to make our processes systematic. And just implementing a lot of really adopting Command and really putting a large focus into Command. It's been good. I mean, we've done, like just before, open houses and lead generation for 18, 19 years. We've been really bad at just focusing on today's business and focusing on what's in front of us and not long-term. And so we're putting into more long-term business plans, which is good. So I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. We're currently, our database, and this is small because we haven't really put a lot of focus, but we're at 3,000 leads and 3,000 clients. So we're hoping to grow that in the next few years and to, double or triple that. So it should be good.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Chris. Let's give him another round of applause. Excellent. There's your beautiful picture. Okay, so now we've got our agent of the month, and this individual, this is pretty neat. So we're thrilled to announce our agent of the month. Since joining Keller Williams South Valley, I'll just say pronouns. So just because it's hard for me to read it. She has exemplified unwavering dedication, persistence, and expertise, leading remarkable success in a remarkably short period. In just a short time, she has made an indelible mark on our team. Her exceptional efforts in the past month alone have resulted in 6 individual listings, taken contracts written, totaling over an impressive $2.8 million. This remarkable achievement speaks volumes about her unparalleled commitment to excellence. Beyond her remarkable production, she has demonstrated a profound understanding of her craft through meticulous construction and management and comprehensive database comprising of over 2,000 contacts. So we want to congratulate Brooke Ewing for Agent of the Month. And I know she's not here right now, but she was one of our award winners as well. One of the agents, so just really has had an exceptional month as well. So just want to celebrate that. Okay. Before we have our sponsor come up, I do want to share just a couple thoughts, maybe a quick update on thoughts on the market and just kind of get a vibe and a feel for where you guys think things are at. We heard a little bit from Chris, and I would love maybe another thought from the new construction side from you on this one as well. But overall, what's your guys' thought and feeling about the market where it stands right now? Any just general feel and gut feeling of where we are today?
Already run into multiple offer situations.
Thank you, Barry.
Just kind of keeping. Okay, so one of the instructors at Ignite, I apologize, I don't remember her name. But she was talking about multiple listings, so we're gonna probably see some of that
down the pipeline.
Okay, awesome. While others are thinking, Chris, what can you tell us on new construction side, from the builder side perspective?
Down a little bit, which is good. So builder side costs are starting to come down a little bit. We're starting to see that the labor shortage is starting to correct a little bit. I would say on the consumer side, though, we've seen a lot of consumer optimism the last probably 30 to 45 days, where people don't feel as burnt out. We went through a really long phase the last 6 or 7 months of dealing with people that seemed extremely fried. And we're starting to see excitement back, which is good. So I think that's a good a signaling sign. The other thing too, which is kind of an indicator for me, we're getting a lot of schemers back in the market, trying to be very creative. And usually that is a sign of they're seeing things are starting to get better. Just all sorts of loan schemes, seller finance schemes, just a lot of people trying to get properties tied up. So
Scheme
that's,
sounds so negative.
I know, but I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's a
Programs,
program,
plans.
but just that there wasn't that for a long time,
Yeah.
right? Like that people were so scared to do anything.
Yeah.
So usually when you start to see that, at least what I've seen like back in like 07, 08, 09, what that was like our indicator of seeing people getting back into the market, right? Like not to say that everyone follows each other, but that's kind of what happens with market conditions. So I think that in the next six to 7 months, we're going to see really good things with buyers back into the market. Hopefully rates seem to have stabilized a little bit, even though they're, trickling up and down a little bit, but it feels like the consumers are getting used to that. It's not something that's so shocking. So
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have a thought?
Went with a client to a DR Horton house in Saratoga Springs, and they told us it was 365. It was a Saturday, so we went and toured it, and they were going to release the one that they could buy on Wednesday. So just 4 days later. And so it went from 365, and then on Wednesday morning, when I went to go help my client get it, there had been so many people wanting it that they raised the price to $399 in 4 days and asked for a bidding war on it. In 4 days, 35 grand.
That community is booming. I've taken a lot of people there.
Yeah.
They raise every sale they raise.
I know, I was pissed. 35,000 in 4 days.
Away the permanent buy down instead of close by the end of the month.
Yeah,
So activity, everything's picking up.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Other thoughts? Okay, I just want to show you real fast. This won't take long, more than like 5 minutes, but many of you may know how to find this, but one of my favorite spots just to get an idea for what the market has done, trajectory, and maybe predict where we're going. I want to start from the beginning and show you how I get there. So you go to statistics, go to home sales graph. And what we're going to do is we're just going to focus on Salt Lake County. And just keep it really general. And let's just single out single family homes. This is any information from 2019 to today. Takes a minute for it to show up. Okay, so this graph, let me see if I can make it bigger. This graph, home sales graph right here in statistics. And there's a lot of other comparison analysis and market reports that you can find right here. This is one that I often will pull like for a listing of appointment as well. Not this general, I would go more micro, straight to their specific market. See, how's that? Okay. So the main thing is we've got green, which is consider this supply and demand and price curve. So we've got supply, demand, and price. Green is supply, that's homes listed. Black is demand, that's buyers. That's homes sold. And the blue is price. So back in 2019, we can see what happens. The main thing to look at is how closely supply and demand are correlated together. If they separate, and go have a big gap, like this, for example, then what we see is that prices tend to follow and they go up. When supply and demand is, so this, in other words, we've got, let's see, in fourth quarter of 22, this is our seasonality for each year. So usually in the fourth quarter, then we'll see everything dip down. That's why you've got the up and down. This is every year. And
It looks like our supply and demand is matching right now.
yeah, so that's my point that that I'm getting to is, so when supply and demand are right on top of each other, then that means that the market is, call it somewhat of an equilibrium. So there's basically, that means that prices, you look at every time that supply and demand are either on top of each other or inverted, what happens to price right after. For example, right here, this is such a great example. We've got fourth quarter of 2021. Y'all remember that one. And then all of a sudden, when these are inverted, all of a sudden supply is lower than demand. That means that there's way more buyers, maybe just on our showings or our listings. That might mean we've got 4 or 5 people looking at the same home. That's basically what this graph is showing. We've got tons of demand and not a lot of inventory, and then price shoots up after. You've got bidding wars, you got people that are willing to spend more money. So that's what happens with price. So look at this, we've got Q4 of last year and of 2022 going into 23, and 23 was still, interest rates were high and had some challenges in the market, and we still saw the result afterwards. We saw price increase. Towards the end of the year, then prices came down. So we have an overall net growth for the full year, but just keep in mind what comments we're hearing through here, where people are sharing what's been going on and buyers coming out. Supply and demand in Q4 of last year basically are right on top of each other. So what does that mean that we should expect this first quarter? And usually in seasonality, first 2 quarters. So right now is when buyers are going to be popping out. And it's also when homes are going to be going under contract. I was just talking with my assistant this morning, and she was telling me, hey, we went and looked at a bunch of these homes, and in one example, out of 10 that the client wanted to see, 4 of them contract before we could even schedule a showing. So that's 40% of the homes. That basically is evidence of what other people are saying in here, that buyers are out there, they're ready to go, and we need to take advantage. So if anyone has any down thoughts or any space in your mind where it's saying, hey, buyers are not performing, they're not doing anything. Right now, I just looked at the numbers as well. We're at roughly 13, this is rounded, 1,300 active homes in Salt Lake County. And in the last 2 weeks, or sorry, in the last 7 days, it was roughly 300 homes went under contract. So that equates to, of the active homes, that's about 25%. Maybe it's like 23%, right around there. Buyers are out there and they're putting homes under contract. Jen.
So, you take this to a listing presentation? How much time do you spend on it? Do you feel like they understand it well, or do you only use it if you feel like you have an analytical client?
Yes. This is just for the nerds. A high D won't appreciate this. I mean, will appreciate that I went through the data and like, hey, this is why I gave you my 5-minute presentation, because of all this stuff that I backed it up with. If you're talking to a C personality, then they will want you to go through it. And if nothing else, they'll appreciate that you went through it for them. There's plenty of reports. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is just one of those that gives a snapshot of the supply and demand and what we can expect. So that's why I say seasonality almost every single time, with there's a few exceptions, that when we see it show up just like this, if we were to come back in another quarter or 2 quarters, then this is usually what happens. So last year, when things were still pretty tough, we did increase slightly, not a ton, but I'm seeing that right now with rates are a little bit lower than they were Q4 of 12 months ago.
Can I pretend to be a seller and ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to role play for a second.
Okay.
Tyler, I still have a few things left I need to do in my house. So I'm thinking I'll wait until like April because I feel like things get better the warmer it gets.
One of the challenges in doing that, if we look at this graph, is that more homes come on the market. So right now your supply and demand, so if you are, it depends on what's better for them. So this is off script, but if we truly feel like now is better for them than waiting a few months, then encouraging them to do that, I would say, hey, look at our supply and demand curve. Do you want to have more competition or less competition?
That's a good answer.
Then the statistics show us, we've got plenty of years history that shows us that right now is the best time to get that going.
Awesome. That was good.
Okay, any thoughts or questions or comments on this? Is this helpful just to go over this for a couple minutes? There's a lot of reports, a lot of resources for you to find. That's why I want to show you how you can get to this one particularly. But this is, it's just one of those easy ones to get a snapshot. Okay, let's finish up. We want to invite our friends with Silverback up here and our lunch sponsors. We appreciate them. Excellent.
Appreciate
It's a
it.
silent welcoming.
Perfect.
We'll clap for you again at the end, but
Awesome.
excellent.
Awesome. So nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you all.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've talked or met all of you yet, but I will here in the next little while. You probably knew Josh. I'm now going to be the rep for Silverback for this area. I know Josh had a lot of trust from a lot of people. That's one thing that we focus on is that trust. And I know that that trust needs to be earned. And that's what I want to do. You know, and how do I earn that trust from you? It's by answering my phone when you call, taking care of your clients, making sure that we're doing everything that we can to help support you in your business. For those of you that aren't familiar with Silverback, Jason is the owner. We're out of Lehigh. We are a local company. We work really hard to have great communication, not only with you as the agents, but also with your clients. We do a welcome phone call with everybody that gets a home warranty with us, just so they know who we are, how to file a claim so they don't forget about us. We really want to be there to support them because our end goal is to have them as a client year after year after year and have them renew with us year after year after year and see the value in that. We also know that the only way that that happens is if they actually file a claim and have an experience with us. So if you haven't seen these before, these are our free service call coupons. First service calls on us. We want them to use us. We want them to have that experience with us, see how good we are. If I can get involved with anything, if I can answer any questions, I try to make myself available nights, weekends, daytime, whenever. I was answering some phone calls for people here while I was down in St. George yesterday. So anyhow, love to help you. Look forward to getting to know you and earning that trust.
Do I just talk about the food now?
Yeah, absolutely. You get the best part.
Well, Brian got the food, so maybe he should talk about the food. I'm just here to say hi and get to know all of you, but we really appreciate it. We started Silverback Home Warranty, at KW. And, it was really off of just the feedback that we got from, you realtors is how we built our business model of what are you seeing with homeowners and what are you liking in the industry? What are you not liking in the industry? And really what we came down to was that welcome phone call is really important. If you've ever had, someone say, hey, did we have a home warranty? It's been maybe months after closing. That probably is an indicator that they don't do a welcome phone call. And so they're asking like, who do we contact? And it's really important on our side to get that renewal is they have to know who we are. They have to know how the policy works and use it. And so that is really our goal. And we have incentives in the office to get homeowners to use their policy. So they get bonuses in my office if they could get homeowners to use their policy. Because we've got lots of data that shows homeowners that don't use their policy, don't renew. And that's the last thing that we want. But yeah, do you want to just mention lunch? And we're happy to see you.
Lunch from Mobetis. Please help yourselves. Hopefully you like that. I think everybody does. But one last thing, our prices haven't gone up. We're still 400, 500, and 600. Instead of raising prices, we just added more coverage. So we have outdoor sprinkler system coverage on our $600 plan now. So keep that in mind. Our prices have stayed, a lot are going up, but we're keeping ours where they're at, just adding better service for your clients. Thank you, guys.
All right, last thing, before you go and grab some lunch, again, you want to be in the habit, we've got a QR code you need the feedback, please, let us know. It's really quick, it'll take, 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, this is every single time it's already done. We need feedback. So, scan it, and, fill it out, 10, 15 seconds. And back, grab some food.